Oh man, is it windy today? I feel like we live in Chicago. What's going on, everybody? Short ride around the Woodbridge area where I used to live with my late wife. Back in the early 90s, I am already out of breath. I wanted to do a short video here to kind of explain to anyone new who I am, what I'm doing here, and welcome you to my channel. I was recently on James Spencer's podcast, Basic Brewing Radio, and he, being the good friend that he is, pimped my website and this video series, so I wanted to explain to anyone new here exactly what brought me to do something so, I don't know, nonsensical. Yeah, I gotta try to catch my breath here. Slow down a little. Okay, so in 2005, I started a podcast with some friends of mine. It was called Dude Night. In it, we reviewed beers, told dick jokes, and gave people some insight into how easy it was to brew your own beer at home. 2 years later, I started my own podcast called My Life as a Foodie, where I reviewed beers, told dick jokes, and brought food culture and the different food cultures of the world right to your mobile device. The latter gained more traction than the former. Dude Night was great, but My Life as a Foodie ran 10 years before I started to hang up my cleats. When my late wife Katrina was diagnosed with breast cancer back in 2010, I started to take a look at my own health. You know, I had started to gain a lot of weight. I was 206 pounds. I had a beer belly, a pair of bitch tits, a fat face, and had lost all the athleticism that I had enjoyed when I was in my 20s and 30s. So I made the decision to work my ass off, get back in shape, stop drinking so much, eat better, and take care of Katrina. Well, she passed away in May of 2013, and I dedicated my time after that to staying healthy, pursuing my passion of increasing my fitness, enjoying the outdoors more, running, cycling, camping, sport climbing, hiking, you name it. If it's outdoors, I'll do it. Even sex. I tried to merge my podcast into something more in tune with a healthier lifestyle, but that wasn't my audience. You know, I respected them for not wanting to hear it. So I took my final curtain call a couple years ago and dedicated myself to doing this instead. So these rides are casual. I don't do a lot of group riding. I ride with one partner only sometimes. And we talk a little, usually only at the beginning because the rides get hard and it's difficult to hold conversations when your heart rate is in the 160s. But I like to talk, so I will go on casual rides sometimes and bring my GoPro along with some portable sound gear so I can continue podcasting on my bike. If you're here because of James's podcast, welcome. I appreciate you checking out Spokes. The scenery today is not what you'd normally see. I try to cycle in more beautiful surroundings for the show, but today is just about getting to know more about me and these short videos. To answer James's question about my setup, and if any of you are interested in doing videos like this, I tried a ton of different configurations before finally getting this right. Terry Berenston actually showed the way for me. He does a lot of fixed gear videos through New York City And his quality is way better than anyone's that I've seen, so I followed his lead. And it is so windy today. I'm sorry, and I'm going to try to get this wind down as much as I can in post, but this is really bad today. Strapped to my chest, and sometimes my helmet, is a GoPro or a Rilo 360 camera. I'm wearing a lavalier microphone with wind protection. That's a joke. And that records directly into my iPhone, which is securely placed in my backpack or Solomon running pack. It depends on where I'm riding. I'll change packs out. I shoot the entire ride in one take, most times. I'll do a clap test at the beginning and lay both the video and audio tracks down in my video editor so they're synced up. If it's particularly windy, I'll lower the audio track from the GoPro so my voice audio doesn't have to compete with that. When I like how it sounds, I'll then merge those two tracks so I have one clean audio track mixed in with the sound from the GoPro, and then I edit that track down. You can record right from the GoPro if you have the right attachments, and I've done that, but it tends to get more of my voice than anything else, so I found that this way works better. I can kind of include ambient audio with my voice. It's a little extra work, but I like how it sounds. If you go back in the early episodes of Spokes, you'll hear some really bad audio. I think I finally got it right, and it only took me 2 years. Now, I'm not a hardcore cyclist. I don't race. I don't have opinions on people who are hardcore or who do race. To each his own, you know. I just enjoy being outside, and I like moving forward. Being on a bike reminds me of being a kid again. And if I had my way, I'd be a kid for the rest of my life. I have 3 bikes. This one that I'm on today is a fixed gear single speed. I have a hardtail mountain bike and a hybrid bike, which is a cross between a road bike and a hardtail mountain bike without the front suspension. I got into cycling seriously in 1995. My friend Don introduced me to it. He had trained as a teenager to become a semi-pro. He was really good. I had been given an old Peugeot steel road bike by my boss, and I rode that all around Irvine until it finally fell to pieces. I got into watching professional cycling, the Tour de France, then the Giro d'Italia and the Volta a España, and I've been a hardcore fan of that sport ever since. But I don't subscribe to the philosophy of road cyclists. You know, we're not professionals, so stop acting like you're training for the Tour de France. If you want to take it seriously, that's cool, but don't expect everybody else to follow your lead. If there's anything that's put me off from cycling the most, it's roadies. In fact, the minute you tell someone you're into cycling, they ask you what kind of road bike you have. Like it's expected that if you're into cycling, that's what you do. Mountain bikers are a lot cooler, but there seems to be a little bit of that as well. I have a mountain bike, but I'm not a mountain biker. I don't dress like a RoboCop or like I'm going to go to a BMX race. I like to travel on gravel and dirt. Sometimes I go fast, sometimes I go slow. I don't do crazy shit. I don't do jumps, you know, emergency room inducing downhills, anything like that. I'm here to have fun. And scaring the shit out of myself or incurring out-of-pocket deductibles, that's not what I consider fun. I sound like a grouch, but I'm not. Spokes is about enjoying time outside, traveling a bit faster than you would on foot. It's about the joy of cycling, and nothing more than that. We talk about pro racing, we talk about cycling news, nutrition, sometimes share a recipe or two, and whatever else comes to mind. If you're into cycling or want to enjoy that feeling again, maybe Spokes is for you. Thanks for checking out the videos. Sorry again for all this wind. For more, visit cyclingoc.com. My name is Phil, and this is Spokes. I'll see you next time.